highly your genes in football?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's loud. Sorry. Yeah, it's up there. Obviously, I think it makes it extra special that my kids are at an age where they actually know what's happening. So that's pretty special for me. My dad's, bless him, still hanging in there, so he got to see it, which means a lot. And I think if you go to work and you work with like your best friends, then you're pretty blessed. And so for them three reasons, it has made the win more special for me.
Obviously, last year was so difficult. You contrast the two feelings.
Yeah, it was tough last year. I questioned myself no end of times. It was the chairman who convinced me that I had the attributes to be a good manager. I still try and convince myself of that most days, but obviously it was really tough. If you're standing in the technical area, if you ask any football manager, and until you've done the job, you've got no idea the pain you go through. But you stand in the technical area and things aren't going your way, and you're on top for 60 minutes saying you don't score, and then the team go down the other end and score, and you've got people behind you wanting you to change systems, and all sorts of malarkey goes on. And it's a difficult place to stand. It's a lonely place to stand when you're losing football games, that's for sure. But in the summer, I recruited players and personalities that I wanted. I recruited staff that I wanted who bought into my humanistic approach to life and football, I think. And surrounded myself with really good people. Put a smile on people's faces, I think, and had an amazing season this year. Even if we wouldn't have won today, I said it to the lads in the meeting today that we'd have been, immensely proud of what they've achieved. We had a meeting before we left the hotel where all the families had sent in a clip to the players, and we had a presentation none of the players knew. And at the end, I was trying to, take the enormity of the game away from them, just saying, look, it's a game of football. Obviously, we want to win, but if we don't win, these are your loved ones you're going home to. So it's not life and death, quite obviously. And the fact that the lads play with a smile on their face and prepared to run and chase and harry for each other, and to win over a long period of time today, the extra time, against a really good team. I love Hursty, his team are excellent, as fit as mine, so which killed me. But I'm disappointed for him, obviously, so it's sort of a little bit bittersweet for me. I don't feel too victorious about it, but just really pleased. If you stand there as a manager and everything you try and implement with the help of great staff comes off, then you can definitely go to sleep with a smile on your face. Short answer when it's on.
You say there have been times when you question yourself.
Yeah, all the time.
You sort of said, I'm not even sure if this is definitely for me.
Yeah.
How do you feel now? Do you feel like management is for you definitely going forward?
Well, I think I'm going to definitely struggle to get a job as a fitness coach. Because I don't know if any manager would really want me, standing behind them with cones in my hand. I think, I've embraced it. I think, the key is to delegate and like I said, surround yourself with really good people. I'm a very, very small part in a big cog, so I'm really lucky that I've got people I can take advice off. And I've got Richie Barker who plays a massive part in our success, and I can't, I've got to bang his drum, but even, like Polly. And my goalie coach is hilarious. Matty Hamshaw is a great backup to me. And then we've got John Brecken, who was here during the Ronnie Moore era. So he's a good, support system for me, really. So I'm trying to grow into the role. I think we've done really well this year. And to finish, with a final at Wembley and to go up will be something that, no one can take off that group. So I'm really, really proud.
Can you tell us about your captain? First time he scored twice in his career.
Yeah, it's the first time he scored twice in a week, including training. I call him the wrecking ball because I think every time the ball goes in the box, he's prepared to head people to get into the goal, and he's a unique centre half in today's football. I think he's my only player over 30. I think then I go probably 27, and then I've got a load of young'uns. So he's worth more than the sum of his parts, if that's the saying. If it isn't, I apologise. But he's worth a lot to me on and off the pitch. He's a respectful bloke. I love him to death. He's got a beautiful family, and I think he epitomises what myself as the manager and what the club are trying to stand for. So it gives me great joy that he scored two. I looked at his wife when he scored the second, and she was in complete shock. In fairness, he'd been limping for I don't know how long. He always limps, in fairness, but He scored and then he managed to run flat out for 60 metres, which I didn't think was that advisable. And I've just seen him in the tunnel there, and he says his knees killing him, but he's a warrior, that's what he is. And in today's football, they're pretty unique, so I'm very lucky to have him.
He says he's in his diary in one of the papers, he says he's a sleepwalker who startles his teammates by sitting bolt upright in the middle of the night and heading an imaginary ball and then crashing back up again.
Yeah, he is a little bit. And we've had a sleep doctor in to help a few of our players in that respect, but luckily I don't share a room with him. Now I'm a manager, I get a room to myself. That is one of the privileges.
You talked a lot about families there. I just wondered how you personally celebrate this week with your family.
Well, my wife and kids are down. My 14-year-old son will be absolutely buzzing. My 12-year-old daughter will as well. She'll probably be emotional. But we're all just going across the road to the hotel and having a meal and a few beers with all the families. And I think it sums it up. Like, I asked the chairman, would he pay for all the families to stay the Sunday night, you know, win, lose or draw, and he happily, you know, endorsed it, which is great. And it's just nice that, you know, a few of the lads, like Paulie's got his kids here, Woody's got his kids here, Richie Towell's got his daughter here, and I think, you know, I'm trying to get a group of human beings who enjoy spending time together. It's not like they've all got to go flying off to the West End for a night out, they'll all be together. And although I'm exhausted, I'm hoping I'm going to have a couple of drinks, do a teary speech to everyone, no doubt, like a best man, and just enjoy the night.
How do you envisage next season?
Very difficult, obviously. I'm more than aware of the difficulties what lie ahead. I'm hopeful. I've got a recruitment meeting on Tuesday. There's a couple of players I want to bring in. I mean, I'm going to bring in a few more, obviously. There's a few who were waiting to see what league we were in, because obviously I need to add to the group. But I think my group's amazing. I've got no plan, to rip that team apart, that squad apart, and start again. I don't believe in that. I believe in adding to what I've got, and it would be nice if through the summer we have another good pre-season and we can start the season really well and carry on. Because we're used to winning football matches, so that would be good. But I am more than aware of how difficult that league is and what we're competing against. So at least let me enjoy tonight before I start thinking about that. We done? Ace. Thanks, gents.